Hello and welcome back to the Try Time podcast. It's been a long time no see. Basically, the entire podcast has clearly gone down with COVID. We've been fighting for our lives on a ventilator, and now we are back. Pulled through the other side thanks to the miraculous jabs in our virtual arms. And we're back with another tier list because, of course, that's all fun. We love a good tier list on this channel. I will now, I'll hand over to Callum to talk you through the technicals of what's going on his screen because, to be quite honest, like normal, I have no idea and I'm basically just here for the ride.
Yeah, so basically with the, not Exiles anymore, was it? But you know what I mean. With all that happening and all the talk around the England side and everything like that.
Oh, you mean the stupid game that happened the same week as a bunch of league fixtures? Because I don't know, who doesn't think to give it its own separate game week or accept there's not time for it? Top work, RFL.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And obviously with the World Cup coming at the end of the year, we thought we're going to go through sort of every position, or I guess positions in the England team, and sort of look through the players who are contenders for the squad, who should start, as you can see, who's realistically in the squad, who's got a chance of being in the squad, who's probably going to be an injury call-up if there's injuries, and who's got no chance. I guess the sort of tiers do speak for themselves. We've got 9 players here, as you can see on the screen, and we're just going to collectively be going through them and see where we rank.
It's worth noting we've gone for all the English players in this particular position in the Super League. I'm going to assume that we've just done around the starting setup rather than like, here's a 17-year-old from so-and-so's academy, because they're obviously not going. Where appropriate, we've also factored in Englishmen playing in the NRL.
Yeah, definitely. And like we say, we're going to try and do these maybe like one a week and just get every single position done, and then we'll kind of should have a good idea of what the squad should look like, I guess, in our
If you show some love to the video, we might do 2 a week because, we have gone for a while.
Oh yeah, we definitely
vanished off the face of the earth, so we owe you one.
But let's get into it. And this first one, I think, is going to interest you actually, because obviously, like I say, Matt doesn't actually know the exact players I've gone with, but these are generally the players in contention. So I've got
I gave you the brief, so I feel like I should have an idea.
Darnell McIntosh.
Well, leave him at home.
Are you saying no chance or what?
I'm saying no chance in hell.
No,
Cue the gif of Vince McMahon just storming down to the ring now with his theme music playing. No chance.
No chance. Really? Not even an injury call-up? Are you putting him like that low? I see it, because I don't think he will.
He's a young lad, and this is not the World Cup for him. Come back in a few years.
Yeah, I do think that I can't see him being there. I think he is a good fullback. I think he's been a good winger as well. He's got ability to play both, but he doesn't.
Need a winger either, though. We've got plenty of them.
As we'll see when we
play
come
for Wigan.
We're saying no chance. We're saying no chance. Let's get him in no chance. Right? He's there.
Dano, you're gone. You've missed your flight. Next.
Next up, Zach Hardacre.
I suppose he's got to go in the squad as much as I don't particularly like the guy.
Yeah, I think realistically he probably isn't first choice. I wouldn't
be starting him if I was Sean Wynn, but he does play for Wigan, so that could influence that point. But no, for me he is in the squad.
Yeah,
perhaps more for depth purposes. Probably got a better chance of starting centre than fullback, to be honest. But
yeah, true.
I'll take him for versatility and because I probably still would take him just on the fullback position alone. So squad player for me.
Yeah, I see that. Right, next up, another interesting one. Currently out with injury. There's a couple here who are injured, and he hasn't featured yet for Hull FC this season. I've brought in Jamie Shaw just because I know this is generally just because if you'd have looked at this maybe a year or two ago, he would have been one of the names flying around for the got a chance. Maybe like
I think he needs injuries to get a call up. This is dependent on him coming back and flying the Hull.
See, for me, I'm thinking no chance just because I think I can't see him. Let's say we don't know exactly when he's going to come back, but let's say he's going to come back in time to get a couple of months in like a good sort of run of games.
Yeah, let's say he's match sharp and has had enough time to pick up good form before the competition.
But does he even get in Hull's team over Jake Connor, who we are going to come to at some point?
Well, that is a good point.
For me, it's no chance because I don't see him being able to. Like, I just don't see. I don't think he's in
scenario.
there.
If we're saying that there's an injury crisis, which is what I'm considering this tier to be, and we've lost Hardacre, Connor, maybe even someone else, pick another name off your list that you'd put ahead of him.
Yeah, I guess Tompkins is probably.
Yeah, I was probably going to leave
yeah.
Ratchford, but yeah, either. Do you consider Jamie Shaw?
Potentially over Darnell McIntosh though.
Yes, 100%. Maybe I'm forgetting a few names that could be in this later on, so I might want to revise my answer.
Yeah, well, all right, I'll put him injury call for now, but then I think there is a couple that maybe make you.
Yeah, he may be moved. This is not finalised.
So next up, interesting one again. They're all interesting. Richie Myler. Now that moves your pick. I think that
injury
moves
call up.
Does that not move your Shaw pick? For me, like
yeah,
I
think
agree.
You need more than one in injury call up. I think you probably want about 3 there.
Yeah, I agree with probably Richie Myler in injury call because I think he's got the experience. I mean, if he has a really good second half of the season,
he's versatile as well. This is the other thing. If you have a problem in the halves and you need someone to cover, throw him on the pitch. I mean, he played for England when we had the Test series against New Zealand, when actually he was in worse form then than what he is this year.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He's clearly the kind of player the RFL seem to want to take places. At the time I thought it was ridiculous he'd been included, but now he's playing much better now. Probably some of the best yeah, I'm going to come out and say it. This is the best I think Myler's played throughout his career. And that's because of the move to fullback.
Definitely.
And I don't know if you've got him in here, by the way, but because of Myler's form, I think that automatically puts Jack Injury Walker on the no chance in hell tier.
Alright, well we might get to that later on. You'll just have to wait.
So he's probably in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Myler's injury call, I'm probably ahead of Shaw on that list.
Yeah. I can see that, and I probably agree with you realistically. I don't think he's sort of in and around the plans at the minute.
I have a couple of names for squad players, which is why I'm not saying it here, so we'll see if you cover them off.
Next up, Jake Connor. Probably no chance realistically with Wayne, but
this is what I was going to say. Ability-wise, squad player. Attitude-wise, I don't know. I don't want to judge his attitude on a bloke I've never met or played rugby with. But his perceived attitude by the wider rugby league community, fair or not, would suggest no chance in hell.
But is that why Wayne's not looking at him? Like, I don't know if this is a tough love situation where he's kind of not picking him, and then he's going to end up picking him as a bit of a shock, and then there's going to be like pictures going everywhere of them two like hugging in a changing room holding World Cup after we've just smashed Aussies or something stupid.
I mean, at this point, I'm going to go full blown my analogy and, you know, Sean Wayne is now Vince McMahon. We're booking Jake Connor to have a title run at the end of the World Cup. There we go. Why not?
I reckon got a chance because I can see him getting called up, but then he doesn't seem to be in the plans, but he's good enough to get a call up.
Yeah, I agree. Well, maybe Myler should be in got a chance then, because I actually think he has a legit chance.
Do you reckon?
I think we should move Myler up because he can play 7 as well.
Right, what I reckon is...
And that's a position where I think we have traditionally struggled at that, to fill the number 7 role.
I think there's 4 more to come. I reckon we get them dished out and then we can revise at the end. Once you know the whole pool, we'll revise.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next up, Sam Tompkins.
First choice.
Should start, 100%. Anyone who says differently...
You support the club that another one of these guys plays for.
Yeah, potentially. Because I think even if you're a Wigan fan, you should... I mean, Tompkins has done a lot.
Oh, come on, he stuck fingers up at my entire fan base. I would quite happily see Sam Tompkins get a cup of coffee thrown over him, preferably warm. But I still think he's the first choice fullback.
Yeah, definitely. For me,
I don't like the guy.
And
I have people that I know from Wigan that have told me he's a freaking real life as well. But the difference is he's a talented prick.
Yeah.
Unlike Joel, who's just a thug. But anyway, we're not talking about him.
Yeah, his quality. I think his quality has been amazing this season. He was amazing last season. He definitely should start. And I
he's
think he
Sean
will.
Wayne's bosom buddy.
Yeah, I definitely think he's got that going for him as well. But next up, Jack Walker.
No chance in hell. He's not going to have enough chance even before the World Cup to get good enough form and game time going. His season's pretty much confirmed to be over. And even if he does come back, are you really going to pick a fullback that's unproven at international level based on 4 games? Because I don't see him getting any more than that. And I think that's also assuming that Leeds go on to get the playoffs, that he plays that many, which isn't a guarantee.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the reason why I kind of wanted to put him in there, because again, if it's same as Shaw, if you're looking at this maybe 18 months ago, you're thinking Jack Walker back in 18 months should
I still
be one
don't
of
think
them.
you do.
You're just not his biggest fan as a Leeds fan. You're not, but I think he was in the, he was in the nights and stuff.
For the club and how well Leeds play, Richie Milo is the better fullback because he links up the play far better in attack.
I do see that.
And this is something that I think is transferable to England. How well does your fullback combine with your halfbacks? As you think about these classic tries shift from one side to the other, through both the halves, into the fullback.
Yeah,
Jack in broken play is far better than Myler. If you have a broken kick return and you need one of them to try and get you a full length of the field, you put your money on Walker and hope his hamstring doesn't snap halfway up pitch.
Yeah. But yeah.
Defensively, they're probably pretty even. I'd maybe side with Myler, but there could be some bias on that front just because I prefer him as a player. Overall, I think Myler's better and would have more of a chance getting into the squad. So yeah, no chance for Jack.
Yeah, I see that. Right, next up, Stefan Ratchford.
Squad player.
Yeah, for me,
he should be going to the World Cup. I rate Ratchford highly. Had an absolute shocker tonight as we're recording this against Leeds, where we've just defeated Wolves' streak.
Yeah, I know, big win that, to be
Ronnie
fair.
Rhino is leaving his head in the ring. The streak is broken. We're going all out tonight with these analogies. We'll do a different sport next week.
But yeah, I think Rashford's one of them that's been in and around the England squad for a while now, and I think he's one of them that's probably not going to start. But I think he's the sort of guy you want who can fill in different gaps. And I guess if you're taking a third fullback, you want one who's versatile.
You want one who's 1 or 6, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Which really, I mean, I don't know if you're going to cover these guys off here or whether you're now saying that they play predominantly their rugby at 6, but you probably go for the Ratchford. Wider for Lomax, someone that can cover multiple places.
Yeah, Widdop and Lomax will be in the sort of 6-7 debate or tier list that we're going to do, just because that is where they are playing.
Ratchford is number 1. That makes sense.
Yeah, and we've got one more player. The last player of the 9-man tier list
it's going to be Niall Evalds, isn't it?
Niall Evalds. For me, it's easier where to put him in this.
Right. For me, it should be easy. He should have a chance, but there's something about him that I don't think he will. I think he needs injury call-ups. I just don't think his face seems to fit the international scene.
I don't know.
And it's harsh on him because I think he is what Jamie Shaw was 2 years ago.
That's what I would think.
That talent-wise should be going, but his face doesn't seem to fit for whatever reason. And for that reason, I don't think he will.
But for me, I think he has to. I think you can't have him in the same place as Shaw because he's playing every week for a cast team. I know they're not having the best season, but for me, I think he has to be. For me, he just has to be in the got a chance category. I just feel like I have to put him there. I don't know.
Alright, I'm going to make this bold assumption that let's say 2 of our fullbacks get injured, and we want to take 3 fullbacks. Let's say we've got no Sam Tompkins and we've got no Zach Hardacre.
You've got to take Connor's got to be your first choice then.
And then 2. I think in that position you go Connor, and then if you anticipate Stefan is going to have to play the predominant amount of his rugby at fullback, you want someone that's got versatility, experience, and that leads you more towards the Milers than it does Evalds, who again is uncapped at this point, could only play one position. you need him to be either the direct starter, which he isn't over Tompkins, or the second choice, which again I don't see him being better than Connor, than Hardacre, than Ratchford, than enough of those that he'd have a shot without a serious injury problem.
The reason why I'd put him in got a chance is because he has got probably more of a chance than Jake Connor because of how Shaun Wane seems to.
I disagree with that statement.
Yeah, but Connor doesn't seem to be in the plans, whereas I think I can see Evalds getting. For me,
Connor has international experience, which I think will prove crucial in major competitions.
But I don't think Wayne I think for me, right, I think that if you are, I think you only take one
you
off
said it yourself,
Ratchford
it's a tough love
Milo.
situation.
Maybe
I think you take Ratchford in the first instance, but I think you take both of them over Evalds.
Yeah, but I think Evalds has versatility, man. The guy used to play on wing. Like he has, I think he has.
We don't need
versatility.
wingers. We've got plenty of wingers. I think that's one of the positions we're most overflowing.
Yeah, but then
and
I think
before anyone comments that Reed and Gray should be going, just stop. Stop yourself in advance as Welsh.
But nah, I know we have a lot of good wingers, and I know, but then we evidently have a lot. For me, I've got put him in got a chance, but it's obviously like we have to decide. So what we're saying, you can't have him in the same thing as Shaw. For me, I don't see it.
Right, well, dump Shaw down again.
Right, I can get behind that. If you're going to do that, I can get behind it and put him in the same as Mile. Right, I get that. Right. Shaw's down in not a chance. Evalds is now.
Shaw can go with Darnell.
Yeah, right. So.
Go on, who've we got where at this point?
So no chance.
Start as Sam Tompkins, we know that.
Right, we're good on. So Sam Tompkins should start.
Go to the top,
In the squad.
In the squad, Zach and Stefan.
Yep.
Yep.
Got a chance, Jake Connor. Which I think is fair, because I don't. Yeah. I think Jake Connor has either got a chance or is no chance. He isn't an injury call-up, is he? If Wayne wants him,
he should be squad player or no chance.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the happy medium, and we can't vouch for his attitude ourselves to know whether this is just an unfair media criticism, the likes that Sterling got for years, or whether it is genuinely a problem that doesn't translate to the international fold. So for talent-wise, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
And then we've got two in injury call-up, Evalds and Myler.
Right, okay. My thoughts now is, if we're going to do that, I think both Evalds and Myler have to go up to got a chance, but then you've got nobody in the injury call-up section, which seems to defeat the object, unless you just want to drag up an old picture of like Dixon out of nowhere so they can put like 50 past him.
No, because I think got a chance is almost Jake Connor's own little tier of realistically he should be in the squad, but you don't know if Wayne's going to pick him, so I do like him as that, because I think you could just have 40 in the squad and injury call.
Yeah, I agree. Right, we'll leave Connor on his own then, and we'll leave the other two in injury call up. And then Shaw and McIntosh
and Walker.
Chance you might. Yeah, I forgot about him.
So
yeah, also say that I'd just like to add for anyone else that is bound to comment it, Ashton Golding, I'm going to say not a chance.
Well, he's Jamaican anyway. Well, he's playing for representing Jamaica. Sorry.
Come on, it's Rugby League international thing. You can be New Zealand, Tongan, and Australian in space of 3 years.
Yeah, that is true. Also, I think I just want to mention one that people may come at me and say, why didn't you include him? You included McIntosh. Max Jowett at Wakefield. I think McIntosh has been in a night squad before. I think he's probably having a better season than Jowett is, and I didn't want to overcrowd it too much.
Yeah,
realistically,
same
just
with Ryan Hampshire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just can't see
I would also like to caveat this with for anyone that is potentially confused, which is fair enough. Although he was the fullback when Great Britain came round, Lachlan Coo is classed as Scottish at international level, so obviously he's not part of the English conversation.
Yeah, and
he will be starting for Scotland, I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's pretty much it for the fullback tier list. We've got wingers, we've got centres, we've got the halves, we've got the full team to do essentially.
We've got props, we've got second row, we've got loose forwards, and we've got Callum's favourite, the hookers.
And that's a beautiful place to end it. So yeah, basically guys, like we said, we have decided to kind of change the way we're going to do stuff. We're not necessarily going to do a weekly podcast every week. We are going to
this is what we're doing for weeks. We weren't just Skyping and getting getting very pissed at the thought of England actually winning the Euros and it maybe coming home.
We've just we want to make the podcast maybe not as many of them, but make them better, get guests on. Maybe instead of doing the sort of predictions and sort of stuff we do on them, we're going to do them as sort of a separate little video, shorter videos like that.
The podcast is for you. Ultimately, if there's something you want to see more of, less of, let us know. Messages, tweet us. All our socials are always in the description below. And to stay around for the new fan-voted podcast, whatever you want to call it, fan boost, whatever, make sure you subscribe. If your button's still red, give it a click till it goes grey. You want your bell on to all so you see everything that we upload. And yeah, you've had time to do that now. Like the video, drop us a review anywhere, why not? As long as it's positive, don't hate us. And yeah, join us next time for the Wingers.
Yeah, thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.